All right, today we are going to break down a really powerful blueprint for fat loss. But hey, this isn't about some fad diet or a quick fix. This is a repeatable system, and it all comes down to one simple, powerful idea. Let's dive in.
So, let's talk about this. Day 38. We're not starting at day 1. And there's a really good reason for that. Because, anyone can start something. The real test, the real magic, happens when you keep going. This quote, "It's all about the grit it takes to show up long after that first burst of motivation is faded."
And that right there, that's the core of this whole thing. Look, you're not going to achieve lasting fat loss from one perfect workout or one day of flawless eating. It's about stringing together good enough choices day after day after day. That's it. That's the secret. Okay, so before we get into the what to do, we've got to talk about the why. The actual steps are pretty simple, but it's the philosophy, the mindset behind them that gives them their real power.
It all kicks off the second you wake up. The whole idea here is to win the morning. Because those first few choices you make, right when you get out of bed, they really do set the trajectory for your entire day. And look, winning the morning isn't some complicated ritual. It boils down to 3 simple, non-negotiable steps. That's it. You hydrate, you execute the workout, and you fuel up. Let's take a closer look at what that means.
So that first step, hydrate first, sounds simple, right? But it's built on this really powerful idea, discipline before comfort. Think about it for a second. What's the first thing you want when you wake up? For so many of us, it's that cup of coffee. Choosing water first is this small, almost silent act of discipline. It's you telling yourself, my long-term goals are more important than what I want right this second.
All right, next is the workout. And I want you to really notice what we're focusing on here. This isn't about crushing yourself or going as fast as you can. It's about quality, controlled movements so you don't get injured, strong posture to build a powerful foundation, and focused breathing to really connect your mind and your body. It's about doing it right. And to wrap up that win the morning block, you gotta fuel your body. That's where protein first comes in, and man, is it crucial. Think about it. You just broke down your muscles in the workout. Now they're screaming for the building blocks to repair and get stronger. That's protein. This isn't just about eating breakfast. It's a strategic move to lock in your progress.
Okay, so you've won the morning. That same mindset, that same intentional approach, we're going to carry that through the rest of the day with how we eat. And no, this isn't about starving yourself. It's about being smart and strategic.
And it all comes down to this one simple question you ask yourself every single time you eat. Why am I eating this? Is it to support my goal, or is it because I'm bored or stressed or just feeling something? This one little question can completely change your relationship with food.
And you can see the difference laid out right here. It's so clear, right? On one side, you've got goal-driven eating. That's proactive, that's fuel. On the other side, there's emotional eating, which is all reactive. Just seeing this, just being able to name which side you're on in any given moment, that's a huge win.
So what does this actually look like on your plate throughout the day? Let's break it down. We covered the protein first breakfast. Lunch is all about a balanced plate. You need those carbs for energy, plus more protein and veggies. Any snack has to be intentional. It has to serve the goal. And dinner? Dinner is about respecting tomorrow's workout. You want to eat something simple that leaves you feeling great the next morning, not bogged down. See? Every single meal has a job to do.
All right, now let's talk about a habit that is so small, so simple, you might almost dismiss it. But trust me, its impact is huge.
Yep, that's it. 10 minutes. Seriously, we're not asking for an hour-long sweat session here. This is something short, simple, that absolutely anyone can squeeze into their day.
That little 10-minute walk after lunch, it is an absolute game changer. And here's why, in simple terms. When you get up and move right after you eat, your muscles immediately start soaking up the sugar from that meal for energy. This helps you avoid that big energy crash later in the afternoon, and hey, you're getting more activity in. It's the perfect example of a tiny habit that pays off big time.
Okay, let's bring it home. We've talked about starting the day strong, but how you finish the day is just as critical. Why? Because how you end today directly sets up how you'll start tomorrow. It's all connected.
The rules for the evening are super straightforward. If you need a snack, it's got to be light and intentional, no mindless munching. And your dinner, well, it has to respect tomorrow's workout. What does that mean? It means you're eating something like grilled chicken and veggies instead of a heavy pizza that's going to sit in your stomach all night. You're making a choice that helps you wake up feeling light and ready to go.
So we've gone through the whole system, right? The morning, the food, the evening, it's a complete framework. But what's the glue that holds all of this together and actually makes it work?
This right here is probably the most important thing you'll hear in this entire breakdown. You are going to have days where your workout feels off. You're going to eat something that wasn't on the plan. It's going to happen. And it's okay. The key is to just get right back on track with the very next choice. Showing up imperfectly day after day is a million times better than waiting for the perfect day that never comes.
So there you have it. That's the blueprint. It's not magic, there are no hidden tricks, it's just a simple, logical process. But it has one catch. It only works if you do. The system works because you work.
And that brings us to the final question. And this one's for you. You've got the map, you know the principles. The only question left is, what are you going to do with it? What will your day 39 look like?
Thanks for watching. Every repetition counts. Every day matters. Stay consistent. See you in the next video.